Hey, welcome back to the Pitching Lab Pitchcast, where we talk about baseball without all the science of baseball. We talk about the baseball stories. I've been fortunate. I've been on with all my favorite folks, and that continues tonight. We have assistant coach from Colby-Sawyer and also the Sanford. More importantly, in my opinion, the Sanford Mainers, Tim Moreau. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I forget that you guys are an Adidas school. I have to get one of those off you. That's pretty nice.
I'll have to snatch one for you for sure.
Tuck it away. I got a green bat. I can trade you for it. So
okay, that sounds good.
I got a yellow hoodie too, but I haven't paid for it, so I'm gonna keep that. Hang on to that in my shorts. It's really cool you're able to get. I know you guys are busy with the season about to start, but I wanted to talk to you about some of the stuff that I got to kind of see and learn from you over the summer and how maybe some younger players can implement it. But before we do that, you're a New Hampshire guy like me, a different part of the state. But take me kind of through your baseball journey and how you ended up coaching where you are now.
Yeah, so pretty much in 2018, I was in college at Plymouth State. Kind of weird fact, I actually never was able to play college baseball. I went there in 2013. And I kind of tried out, and then I just never really got into it for some reason. I don't know if it was a mental thing I had with it, but in 2018, going through school in 2018, I pretty much decided to do an internship in coaching. So with my degree, I got a minor in coaching.
And what was your major?
So my major was called Sports Facility Entrepreneurship.
Okay.
It was pretty much a mix of sports, health and wellness, and business all together.
Interesting. Okay.
Hopefully one day, when back in the day, was to own my own sports facility and stuff like that.
Okay.
But obviously things changed through the years, but now I'm here at Colby-Sawyer pretty much as associate head coach and doing great things here. But yeah, I started in 2018 through 18 up to, I want to say, 21, so through COVID as well too.
Yeah.
I was at Newfound Regional High School doing different jobs there.
That.
Yeah.
In New Hampton. I lived in Bristol for a bit on the Newfound Bears. All right. Yeah, I forgot about that. So and you're a Nashville guy. You were making that drive every day, right?
Yeah. I was working nights at UPS as well too on the same day as practice or games all the way up to the farthest we up to was Berlin, so that was a really great trek there.
No, thank you. Gosh.
Yeah, but I was a JV head coach for a year there. Then during the COVID year, I was actually going to be the assistant for the varsity team. Okay. But after COVID, and then we were kind of getting back into things, the head coach John Larson decided to leave. He took a AD job at Winnisquam Regional High School.
Those always work out.
Yeah, so he was there for about a couple of years, but I took over his job, was there for about 2 years, made playoffs, and then after that, I kind of wanted to try the college thing. So during the summer of, I want to say 23, that's kind of where I went to Clinton, Iowa. Was with the Clinton Lumber Kings, with them for a season in the summer. And then after that, I came back to New Hampshire. I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to want to coach high school kids again, because I had a great time in Iowa coaching college guys. So I saw that Colby-Sawyer had an opening 2023, got the job as an assistant with my boss, Tom White, right now. And then in 2023, which is a crazy story, we didn't have an athletic director.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we were in the process of finding an athletic director. And so he actually became the interim athletic director.
Okay.
In 2024. So he asked me, I think it was during the Mainer season of 23, I got the call from him saying, hey, do you want to be associate head coach? He's still going to be the head coach, but he's not going to have a lot of time. So I said, yeah, absolutely. I'll be the associate head coach for 2024 season.
Nice.
And then obviously in 2025, obviously 24, another Maynard season, 25 coming here, associate, and then down the future on another 2025 Maynard season. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Gosh, I think about it a lot. I'm excited to get back there. That's and now you're Colby-Sawyer's New London, New Hampshire. You're still making that drive.
Not as much. I'm actually living on campus, so which is nice.
Oh, good, good for you. I was going to ask you, like, do you ever look and can say maybe I should take a job near me? I feel like that's your requirement.
Yeah, I mean,
you stayed in Sanford last summer. That was a smart move.
Yeah,
you weren't having to make that hike.
Yeah, which was fantastic. Only 10 minutes away from good old park, and which was great. And I mean, living with Dave and Donna, who's a hoot, and hearing all the stories from them hosting different players, and then after a while, they're like, "Oh, I don't think we want players," and then I think Jake or Josh was like, "Well, you want to host the coaches? Sure, we'll host the coaches."
Hey, I'll get in on that with you. I'm only a half hour away, but I'll take you up on it. We can,
absolutely.
I'll tell you, there's nights I honestly would be like, 10 minutes would be great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not as much home games. I'm like, whatever. But man, getting back doing Upper, doing Montpelier, getting back just 1:45.
Well, yeah, Ocean State.
What was the one when we went first time that I was down in Newport? Over the summer, that's the one we had the bus where we were coming back. We were coming back through Boston, literally going like 30 miles an hour through the tunnel. We were about like 4:45. It was awful.
It was no terrible. Cars are just walking by, like saying drive faster. We're still going.
It rained a little bit, but not enough to like matter that much. We literally coming through downtown Boston, going through the tunnel 30, 35 miles an hour. It was. I think I want to say it took 4 hours to get back from Rhode Island up to Sanford, and that's on the highway. Terrible.
It was a brutal bus ride.
That was tough.
I'm not going to say the company, but the company was a brutal bus ride.
Well, that was that ride too. I don't know if the AC was broken or the Wi-Fi or both. Like there was something where it was like, this is miserable. It's not just a long trip; it's a miserable trip.
It was Holyoke that we went to. No AC. We had AC there, but no AC back.
That's good stuff.
That's really, really great stuff. So those are fun trips. So those Sanford trips, those road trips are great trips because that's like for me, that's like the closest to like big league travels I'm ever going to get. Yeah. Is driving out to Keene 3 times in a week because the scheduling sucked. Yeah, so. But on the other hand, too, it brings out the memories for like.
It does. It's a lot. I mean, those are we were kind of joking before we started saying those are the best stories are the ones that happened on the bus and it was a lot of fun. It was great. I can't wait for it, and hopefully this season not be denied. So, I'm excited to be back with the Mainers. And one of the cool things about coaching over the summer was not only getting to see these really high-end D1 players. D1 we had a mix, but seeing some of these really strong players, how they prepare for the game, but getting to see you. And I know like different people kind of get into the game a different way. When I'm in like youth ball season, I got my Tim face on. Summertime, I try and enjoy it a little more. But when you get locked in, like you're locked in, you have that mental toughness with the game where you're kind of able to slow it down, not let the emotion get into it, and have great preparation for it. How do you see that in not only the players you coach, but just in this baseball generation in general, the mental toughness and where it's at, and are players developing it like you feel like they should, or where are a lot of these guys you see at with it?
I mean, think about it with Division I teams. We'll go to Division I teams at first. These guys have actual coaches, that teach them these mental cues. Yeah. And that's all they do, right? So if you think about it, I know I'm a big Vanderbilt guy. Obviously, Tim Corbin's like my idol, so it was actually once it was great to meet him in 2023. But on the other hand, like they have a person for that will teach you guys on how to prepare themselves, right? Because baseball in the Division I, it's fast. It's not very slow. Right, emotions get high. You have close to probably 5,000 to 6,000 fans yelling, screaming, stuff like that. That it gets, especially for a guy that's a first year, right?
Yeah.
Because going from high school to college ball, it's a big step.
Yeah.
Right. Division II guys, kind of, they might have a little thing in it. Division III, they probably do have as well too. But what's nice for us is that we actually have our head coach has a friend who we actually coach with in Reading, Mass, and he comes up to our team. We're actually having that this Saturday called Personal Best, and he talks about the mental side of the game, just being able to compose yourself, right? Because like what I said, with baseball being quick, most emotions going to be all over the place, right? So it could be the one thing that we talk about a lot is obviously bad calls, right?
Yeah.
Umpires are not going to be always correct, right? We don't have like Division I has replay where we're able to go like this and say, hey, we want to like check that out, even though we do have broadcasts, but we don't have replay out of it.
You tried at the Mainers game. Give them one
exactly, right?
Give it a work.
they might probably add it for the 25 season or something like that. But there's stuff like that. Calls, right? Possibly it could be, let's say a third baseman gets a ground ball and he makes a bad throw, right? Then it goes into the next section of it. What is he thinking about?
Okay.
Right? He's not thinking about that next play that's going to be coming to him. He's thinking about that ball that he just threw away, that guy at first base is now at second base. Now that he gets another ball, right, and he has to do another throw to first, then all of a sudden it's another bad throw because he's thinking, keeps on thinking and thinking.
Yeah.
So
we've seen those big innings where teams just fall apart. It's one thing. The mindset never resets. Yeah.
Exactly. So we do a lot of like green light, yellow light, and red light, right? That's what we kind of teach our guys.
Yep.
Exactly, right? We kind of just teach our guys that, like, we always want to be on green light, right? Green light. And that's with things out of baseball. Like, with things out of baseball, we don't want to bring the stuff that, if it's something with the girlfriend, something with school, something with grades, whatever it is, right? Like, that stuff could be probably red and yellow light, that we don't want to take that stuff and bring it to baseball. And then now in baseball, we're yellow and red.
Right. For stuff that's not even on field related, you come in.
And that's not, for that part, it's not controllable.
Yeah.
Right. That's what we talk about is being in control. Right. Because if we're out of control, then that's when all the miss happens. And this is not just individual. This is the team aspect of it as well, too.
Sure.
Right. Because it can't just be, one guy, everyone's green except for one guy. Well, that baseball is not just a one-person sport, you know?
No, that attitude is contagious, especially defensively.
Yes.
Where you're relying on other guys to, hitting cuts and making double play. You're relying on other people. Your energy is going to be reflected in their energy for sure.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. So we deal with a lot of different kind of cues to, like, pretty much get guys back into green. Yeah. Right. So we do that a lot for us. We teach about it. He does a really great presentation for our guys. Guys are really into it. And you could see in the games as well, too, that it really does help. I know for like D3, we don't have the 4,000 to 5,000 people at a game yelling that, like, we have to scream at the top of our lungs, right? We probably have maybe 150 people at a game, right? Where you can pretty much you can probably hear the other dugout's conversation from the other side, and you go, what? I hear that? Kind of thing. So, like, which is nice, but to have those, it really pays out for the guys.
And that can still be a different kind of pressure as well. I mean, I think the crowd obviously is a tangible one. A bigger crowd tends to kind of, depending if you're home or away. But I think a lot of these guys, even just being at the college level, they already feel pressured. You grow up in your hometown, you kind of play where you play. In your high school team, you're not worried about getting cut. You're not worried about, you grew up with the guys you're playing with a lot of times. I've seen that. One of the toughest things with red light, green light, and if you're a younger player and don't utilize that, basically red light routine is for me is when things aren't going well, what do you do? And have it locked in ahead of time so you're not just melting down on the mound like you see guys do. Green light when it's going well, keep it going, stay in that rhythm. I think the hardest thing with some of these guys is they're green light, things are going well, and it's almost like they talk themselves. It's almost like they kind of go, things are going well, almost too well, and they start to get into that yellow red zone without anything happening. It becomes in their head. So getting that to be habit and practicing is so important. So I think the fact that you guys are doing that, those repetitions then become habit. When you're on the field, you don't have to think about it. That's how you react to that negative. It's so important because they're even though baseball seems slow, obviously there's always something going on. There's always the game within the game within the game. Yeah. So it does move fast. That was one of the coolest things to see this summer, is to watch you and Nick manage games and see the things that were going on in it. One of the things that I stole from both of you is kind of the writing down of like, okay, this guy did that, but also the quality at bats and things like that, to kind of have that frame of reference. Because I realized what was happening. Guys would come around in the order, and I go, I feel like this guy did, instead of having that hard data. But I was also busy counting pitches, so
yes,
I have an excuse. So.
Yeah,
I didn't have to go. I had to stay the full. I didn't have to go to the bathroom or anything. I had to stay and actually watch the whole thing. God, 207 pitches. This guy's an animal.
I know.
Oh, good. Oh,
goodness. But yeah, I mean, on the other hand, too, though, like with having those cues, it's even what we tell guys is like, so what, right? You got to move on. Yeah. You got to move on from what just happened and.
Yep.
Move on from the past and look at where you are right now. That's the biggest aspect of it. Like Ray Velasquez, kid from Vanderbilt, didn't play that much. I worked with him a lot with breathing.
Really? Okay.
Every AB. Some guys didn't know it. I mean, if he didn't do that before every pitch, then I don't know what his summer ball season would have probably looked like. Okay. It probably not look good, but
what kind of things were you just having him get a routine that helped him get in that green light?
Exactly. Yep. Okay. Just have him get in a routine that, one, he is focused, right? Because the focus point is the pitcher. We don't want to be looking at what the shortstop is or what is in the background of the pitcher, right? We're looking at the pitcher. We're trying to see the ball. We're trying to see what grip he's using, curveball, right? The fastball, possibly even doing a changeup out of it to see what it is, right? So that either he decides, yes, I'm going to go after it, or no, I'm going to lay this pitch off, right? With him breathing with every pitch, it keeps him focused. That's why a lot of guys with hitting, either they'll look at the bat, take a deep breath, do their routine, then look at the pitcher, and that makes them calm. It's the same thing with the pitcher when he comes up, right? The pitcher's always got to be breathing. If he's not breathing and he's rushed, if he's not breathing, then he's rushing it. And all of a sudden, you see his location going all over the place, right? Yep. It's not going to be consistent of, I'm going to throw curveball for a strike, fastball for a strike. All of a sudden, fastball is tailing away, curveball is hitting a guy. Now you're into these different situations. Yeah. With Ray, though, with him breathing and feeling calm and being able to focus on just him battling against the pitcher. Yeah. I think that's how he had a successful summer season.
Had a great season for it.
I don't know how many home runs he hit or whatever, but
he had. I think maybe him and Bader had. I think it's 8. I think he ended up having 8.
Yeah, somewhere around that.
Which for sure, and to put it in context for people who don't know, this is over the course of a 42-game season, so he was not slacking.
No, but with even Bade as well too. He's another guy that did that same thing. Right? Yeah. There might be times where I was at third that said, "Hey, breathe." That's all. That's all I got to tell him to do, and he's able to get on base. If it's a double, single, triple, home run, whatever it is, if they just breathe and they're calm, that's a success in their book, because when they see a pitch coming in and they get contact with it wherever it goes, that's success for them.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not breathing, you're stressed, you're tense, you're not focused on what you need to focus on. And that's where the inconsistency comes from.
And think about how many times in game, and we even saw it during the summer with other teams, with our team, we see it, where that close call that ends up not going to pitcher's way, you start to see the body language. And without fail, they let the guy off the hook. Guy gets a walk. Now it's slamming the glove. Now the next guy, all of a sudden the ball's all over the place. He's sitting waiting. They think they should get this call. Guy steals on it. And all of a sudden the floodgates are open and it's over. All from not being able to see that close call and reset. And we talk about that so much with pitchers that you're not going, every pitch that's called the ball, pitcher would like to be a strike. Every pitch that's called a strike, the hitter would like it to be a ball. It's a no-win. You're always going to feel pinched. Nobody ever just goes, yeah, that guy called a great game today. Very fair. Everything went my way. So being able to quickly reset, especially for pitchers, is so big. And we saw some of it late in the season with our team. We had some times where we were down and you could see guys just kind of refocus. There wasn't a lot of bad body language with the Mainers last season. There wasn't a lot of bad, kind of getting down, staying down. And I thought the greatest thing about that is these guys who really kind of just met, that summer were really great at talking each other up and resetting each other. So that was good, along with obviously what you're doing, working with some of these guys. That's excellent. So very good. I hope we have a mentally tough 2025 summer. I'm excited for it. June 5th, we open on the road though.
I know. Well, hey, it's not in Vermont this time, but we're still going all the way to Ocean State. So
I can live with that. You know what it is, and I'm sure it's probably about the same drive. It's one of those things. Rhode Island feels closer because you can just look and see stuff. We get up going last time. Once you get past Lebanon, New Hampshire, it's kind of like, all right, well, we'll just kind of hang out. I remember being at Upper for the first time. And being down at their field, one thing I remember was the maple ice cream. That was excellent.
Oh, that was
kind of looking around
this year.
That was looking around, going, I don't know, we're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I grew up in a town of 4,000 people. We're in the middle of nowhere, just mountains. And it was one of those games you could hear everything during warm-ups. Little different when the game started. That was a weird game. It was an odd game.
Yeah.
They had the maple ice cream. What was the other thing they had that was pricey though? Was that where the burrito was?
Their burrito is absolutely delicious.
It was like $18 though.
Yeah, it was $18, but it's worth it though.
And there was something. What was the other? Teo got something, and it was really expensive. And he's like, "This is no good at all." I can't think of what it was, but the burrito, I think everybody was pretty sold on that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. I have this debate with my son all the time because he went to a lot of the games, and I think his baseball interest peaked a little bit, but his primary focus was post game and what each place was serving for post game. So as a Mainers 2024 guy, who put out the best? You don't have to say Sanford. You can. Although I heard they are redoing the kitchen and the post game meal is supposed to be on the next level. I'm excited.
Yeah, but I don't know when that's supposed to happen though. But if it's happening soon, that would be
year. Yeah. For 2024, who had the best post? I've got my answers. I've got two different answers. I'm queued up, ready to go.
So I can't say Ocean State because that's when I had COVID, which was great. So obviously I can't say Ocean State.
All their food was bland.
Yeah. I would say Bristol is not too bad, but
they gave us not Chick-fil-A. What do they have?
No, yeah, they gave us Chick-fil-A.
It was Chick-fil-A. Okay.
Yeah, it was Chick-fil-A. Yeah, they gave us Chick-fil-A.
All right.
Bristol's pretty good, but hey, Jordy's a Colby-Sawyer alum as well too. So I gotta give a little shout out to the Colby-Sawyer alumni guys for that. But no, I would say probably Bristol. Ooh, that's a good one right there.
I've got two answers.
Stanford's just hard on that one, man.
I'm gonna say this. I got two answers. One's kind of a cop out. Like to me, Bristol Chick-fil-A is great, but like they didn't make that, so I can't. Because I was gonna say one of mine is Newport because they had Jersey Mike's subs, and those were delicious. Remember?
Then Upper had Jersey Mike's subs as well too.
I don't.
Oh, you probably weren't on that trip.
And maybe they did the first time. Second time, maybe they did. I don't know.
No,
Newport.
they had Jersey Mike's for one of the pregame meals.
Okay. No,
But
Newport had them between games 2 and 3 of the championship series, and after game 3, which sucked. Go and sit and eat with them. Newport put out a good spread. I think the best was Keene. As much as because they had the shoestring fries.
Yeah. Okay.
Keene was a pretty good post game. The only thing that sucked about Keene is you had to like eat where everyone was leaving. You were walking back.
Yeah. That was the other thing too.
But they were good.
Keene did have a pretty good one. But if you're definitely like if anybody watching this is in Keene and they're going to a Keene Swamp Ass game, definitely get the fries.
The fries were excellent. Yeah,
fries are amazing. That's probably their top thing right there.
They were really good. I think I'm trying to think of these other places. I'm going. There was only, and I won't say them, but there's only one place where I was like, this kind of sucks. Everybody else was pretty good. Remember at what's the place that we played at Fitch High School? But I forget the team. Mystic.
Mystic.
They had that weird. It was like, hey guys, we got pizza over here, and then these crock pots of beef stew, and then just like there's bread. But it was these weird, odd. Like 5 different odd. There was like a potluck post game.
Well, it was 2 different things. Like, oh, this is for Mystic. This is for Stanford.
Oh, are we not supposed to be eating that stuff? Oh, I just
like we don't know.
I don't know. I tried to get a McRib that night. They hadn't brought it back yet, so I just had the pizza. And the other thing I remember, speaking of food, that trip, we went to the supermarket across the street. Lots couldn't be bothered. He was on the phone. And we went over and you got that sub. It was like the biggest sub I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God,
that thing was crazy.
That was huge. I think I devoured that in like an hour or so.
That needs to be our video blog for the summer. Is like food of the NPBL. Like I wrote these different. No, there's like I want to say that. I can't. There was a place we went as part of that trip, and they had like crock pot chicken. Like, but it was awful. They breaded it and then crock pot. So it was like this pseudo fried.
Was that the one where we got one chicken wing and that was it?
Yes, and that was the one where I got there on time because I drove by myself, and the bus got there like 3 hours late for the game. It was awful. We basically had like 5 minutes to warm up. So
it was less than that. It was 2.
Was it okay? I know. I remember sitting there.
It was 2 minutes, and then they gave us like which Connor gave us like an extra. That's 15 minutes or something like that. So
I felt terrible because I'm in the dugout and I got the gear on, so everyone's coming up to me going, "Do you know where the rest of I have no idea, man. Your guess is as good as mine." Then I just got the angriest call from Lops, and like 5 minutes out, just let him know we'll be there, and then fucking bus. It's like, all right, man.
No BP, just throw, warm up, and
go out and play.
And then and then
some of the worst post game food you'd ever have.
Who started that game? Tommy?
I don't think he was with us yet. I don't think he was with us yet. He didn't make because he wasn't on that trip. I don't think.
I don't know.
I know he wasn't because he's a UConn guy, and he would have meant he that was like.
Damn! Now you got me thinking of. I'm gonna have to search it up now.
Yeah, I gotta look at the timeline there because I want to say. I feel like we won. Was that part of the winning streak? Did we sweep that thing? No, I know it. You know what? I know it wasn't. No, we lost in Mystic.
Yes. So we won in Danbury. Won in.
Hey, Tim Moreau said the name. I didn't say.
Yeah, I know. I said the name. Whatever.
The post game was terrible.
Yeah, that was.
We won that game. Lost the next night.
Mystic.
And then we went and split a doubleheader with Bristol.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I want to say shortly after that is when the win streak kind of officially kicked off. So, but that was a fun trip. It was a great trip. I was excited because I'm a big coaching in Goodall to me is like I grew up kind of reading about that stadium and going to games there and understanding the history of it. To be able to go stand out on the field and like not get asked to leave is amazing. But same with Muzzy. You know, Muzzy, the longest collegiate game in baseball game in history was played there. I think the Brit Sox, not the Brit Sox, the what were they called? Maybe they were called the Bristol. The Red Sox AA was New Britain, but I feel like they were in Bristol at Muzzy for a while. So there's like so much history at that field. Yeah. That was an awesome place to play. It was probably the nicest stadium/field we played in outside of our home digs, which I like. Yeah, Bristol was a nice one.
Yeah, I would definitely say with them. And I mean, I know Keene it's a small field, but their backdrop that they have for just like the stands and stuff like that is really nice.
Especially like where we're sitting in the third base side of the dugout, it's like trees and then just the mountains like that. It's beautiful. It's really nice. The thing that's wild about that, I didn't know. If you go to Keene, we play. Swamp Bats play at Keene High School. So when you show up, you get off the bus, and there's like a walking trail around the back of the fence. And I didn't know this. These guys had been there already. Everyone's walking right up against the fence. I'm like, that's kind of weird. These guys are right up against the fence like that. Like, I'm just going to walk on the path. It's because center field there's like 215 feet. So there's just balls dropping out of the sky. I'm like, what in the hell? They're like, yeah, so you got to walk up against the fence like that, and they go over your head. Almost got.
Well, that's why we have to have 4 pitchers behind the fence so that we can get our
shag balls. I've never been at a field where you have to have staff go shag home runs. Yeah, that's insane. There's a lot of barn burners there that I remember sitting there with you kind of being like, it would have been an out at Muzzy.
Yeah, exactly.
A shallow out at Muzzy, and this thing's banging off cars in the parking lot. So. Yeah. I think that's cool, though, to go to these different states. And Keene, it's a high school stadium. It's a fun place to play. None of the environments I went to were, like, dead. Even Upper was a weird – I don't know if you remember that one. Like, they started yelling at each other, and then the fans started yelling. It got weird. Remember their starter got shelled. Yeah. And we were way up, and he came out, and he was like, I quit. He was, like, yelling stuff. Yeah, I'm coaching first base. Go, don't look. It's like, oh. But it was such a fun season. Yeah, I can't wait for that, man. But
no, yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Before I keep you for too long, let me ask you this. I want to end on this. Although I think we just talked about a lot of it. When you're not doing baseball stuff or eating maple ice cream, what's a day away from the field like? And I don't mean like an off baseball day. I mean like your time, your personal away from the field. What's a day like for you?
For me, it's obviously I'm getting married in October. Yeah. So spending a lot of time with the fiance, doing a lot of wedding planning, obviously for sure, but just hanging out with family, trying to travel here and there with as much as I can. But obviously with our season starting, it's going to be a lot less time with her. But obviously she's great for understanding this, and she's always supported me with giving me the passion to pretty much keep doing this, because I don't know what I could be doing without this right now, for sure. Yeah. But, I mean, I have plan Bs and Cs for things if things don't happen, but
it's happening, man.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But, just a lot of time spent with her family. Obviously that's pretty much all I do on my off time for itself. I mean,
we didn't break our streak.
Yeah,
we didn't get no wild answers yet. That's good. You know what though? Because we're bringing good guys on who are all pretty much focused on the game. So I appreciate it. We're going to try and get Nick on, but I was like, let me get Tim on because I know he can talk a little more about some of the stuff that we saw during the summer. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to working with you again during the summer.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for having me on this.